Welcome to the Care for Kūpuna podcast, where we dive into health, wellness, and vibrant living of our cherished Kūpunas. We are thrilled to take you on a journey exploring everything from health and wellness tips, deeply rooted in the spirit of Hawaii, to navigating the intricacies of retirement, preserving our rich culture heritage, and fostering vibrant communities for our elders.
Whether you're a Kūpuna yourself, a family member, a dedicated caregiver, or simply someone passionate about supporting and uplifting our elders, this podcast is for you. Each episode is crafted with love and the intention to inspire, inform, and celebrate the golden years. So sit back, relax, and join us on this meaningful journey as we care for Kūpuna. Aloha and welcome to this week's episode of Care for Kūpuna, where we care for Kūpuna. I'm Trina.
And I'm Lonnie.
And we are your Kūpuna Care Girls. Today, we actually have 12 things that will help you deal with loneliness. Staying close to family and friends often is vital in your aging process. It provides meaningful lifespan, and there has been studies that show socially isolated adults are often found to use alcohol and drugs in place of those things and become more high risk in heart disease, stroke, and suffer from depression, obesity, and dementia. So we're going to give you the antidote to loneliness. So tip number 1 is organize a reunion. Reach out on your social media platform, every class, alumni group. There's always a Facebook page that organizes class reunions, or even just organizing former coworkers or colleagues that you want to get together with, maybe have a lunch. With technology now, everybody kind of spread out throughout the islands or maybe often to the mainland. You can even do like a FaceTime or a Zoom party. You know, during COVID, I think we got very used to doing things like that. I know me and my friends, we would always get together on Zoom and we'd have a theme and a party and kind of like a happy hour thing. Was kind of our thing to stay connected, even though we were all like staying isolated at home during that time. So that's something fun to do. And reaching out to everybody, I think keeping connected is the number one thing. I always ask my grandparents, you know, when they retired for like a decade, maybe even longer, I would only see them leave the house to go to funerals. And I was like, wow, isn't that so depressing? Why do you only go to funerals? Why don't you guys go have lunch with your friends or, you know, just go hang out? And they're like, oh, I don't know. This is the only time we ever see everybody. And, you know, that's the only time everybody actually comes together. And if they're not there, then normally it's because you're at their funeral.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good point, Trina. And not a surprise that number 1 is the socialized factor of coping with loneliness. Number 2, take a trip. Hey, I'm there.
Yes, sign me up.
Sign me up. Where have you always wanted to go? This is the time to take that trip. Of course, budget and health permitting. Some people, they want to look into their ancestry roots. So Ancestry.com or 21andMe. Maybe you want to take a trip to follow your ancestral roots and discover something new. And you might meet a distant kin living in another country, and then you can explore the country together. So that definitely, would help with that because you would meet new people, try new things.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good
Definitely.
one.
Tip number 3 is volunteer. Have you ever been passionate about something and you just never found the time because you were busy working, raising your family? Well, now's the time. If you like saving the planet, find local issues, wildlife, seek volunteer opportunities, charitable organizations, even grassroots events where you'll be doing not only a good thing, but also find people that are like-minded like you. They also have the same passion as you. So that's a great place to start volunteering.
Mm-hmm. Number 4, walk your dog. If you're able, caring for a pet will not only provide loving companionship at home, but it will also afford you the chance to meet other people who adore their own furry family members. And if you don't have a dog, maybe volunteer friends, neighbors, family you'll almost certainly encounter fellow pet owners when walking your dog. So
You know
getting
what
out
I
there.
found very interesting though? On
Mhm.
Kauai, they have a program where you can go to their like humane society on that island and you can
Oh
like
yeah.
kind of like borrow a pet for the day and you take them walking and you do whatever you want with them and then you bring them back. I thought that
Oh
was
yeah.
pretty
There you
interesting.
go. There's an idea. And
Yeah.
they now also have cafes where they have cats. You
Oh,
can,
yes.
enjoy your coffee with a cat. I mean, if you're not allergic
Right.
to
Of
cats, but
course. Hopefully you're
yeah.
not going in there. So number seven is, no, sorry, number five is visit a house of worship. So we're not here to promote any type of religion or anything, but having faith in something other than human beings, having a church, a synagogue provides a solid sense of community. Practicing a social events after services also helps you connect. You can volunteer at church. Gives you a chance to connect with your community and those that are like minded as well.
And number six is seek intergenerational connections. Young and old can learn from one another. Trina and I work with a lot of seniors, and when we meet with our clients, we see the kids there or their grandchildren, and it's so cute how they ask, "Oh, how do you get online?" So the kids are teaching grandma, grandpa how
Mm-hmm.
to, you know,
Navigate
yeah,
technology.
go through Facebook and their social media. So there's 20 cities across the country, volunteers 50 and older that help young readers become great readers. So we have the Kūpuna also helping the younger generation. I know we have several programs here in Hawaii that connect the children with the Kūpuna. What is it called again? There's there's a nonprofit organization.
The Tech Savvy Kids is one.
Oh yeah,
They
yeah.
help Kupunas kind of get engaged in technology, get comfortable navigating it.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, my niece is gonna kill me. She works for this organization, but yeah, there are some nonprofits out there that help connect the children and the Kupuna.
Yes. Tip number seven is talk to strangers. Never mind that when you were growing up, you were taught not to talk to strangers. Now you're an adult. Try to strike up a conversation with someone saying hello. You see someone across at the grocery store saying, "How's your day going?" Just building that. And if that is too much for you, try to engage with someone that is more of an acquaintance, asking them like, "Hey, would you recommend a TV show to me? What are you enjoying right now?" Just to kind of build that relationship from acquaintance to maybe a full friendship.
Mm-hmm. Number eight, play games. Unfortunately, with technology, a lot of people are like with their phones, they're always on their phone. And this might be an opportunity for you to get out there, invite your neighbors over for game night, put out
Mm-hmm.
some snacks, bring out the Clue, Scrabble, or popular Trivial Pursuit game. Man, I miss doing that, just getting together with family and playing those types of games.
I
So
know
yeah,
you can see who's
entertain.
competitive, right?
Yeah. Yes, I mean, bring back the old school games and
Yeah.
get together that way.
Yes. Tip number nine, host a cocktail party. Okay, so we're not endorsing alcohol, but you can have alcohol and mocktails. It could be fun either way. But hosting at least a 2-hour party would be a great way to do like some icebreakers. I also saw that people during Christmas time would do like their favorite thing. Like how Oprah has her favorite items that she would bring. So like
Yeah.
everybody would bring maybe like 3 of their favorite items and then they would go up and tell everybody, "Okay, this is my favorite item because it does this, it does that." And then you go around at the end after everybody shares why they brought their item, they get to pick. So that way everybody gets to walk away with something new and gets to try something new. But also in the meantime, you also socializing with those at the party. They recommend like doing icebreakers, even doing like a book swap. Maybe start small, doing a book swap, bring something that you like and your other friends what they like to read and swap it out and just start off that way. You know, you got to start somewhere. Mocktail or cocktail.
Yeah. Number 10, share your hobby. So think of activities you enjoy most, perhaps something as relaxing as gardening or painting, or bring out that competitiveness of pickleball. So a lot of seniors, I haven't played yet, but I know seniors are very competitive when it comes to pickleball. Right? I have
it's
some
serious
clients,
business.
they are, yeah, they're very, they have cliques. You know, if you're not good enough, you can't belong to this group, and it's like really crazy. But they all
they
have
got their
fun.
own shirt. Nah.
So yeah, so set up supplies and invite others to spend that afternoon with you, or just get together with your family and do that together.
Yeah, that is fun. Number 11 is take a class. Have you ever wanted to learn something but never found the time to? Too busy working, too busy raising your family? Well, maybe now is the time to take that class that you've been always wanting to. Or maybe now is the time for you to get into that hobby like pickleball, softball, or even learning how to swim. I seen an article today that says like 40% of Hawaii residents don't know how to swim. And I know my grandma, she grew up and she never knew how to swim. And I never knew that. She would always go in enough where she could reach, like maybe waist high. But I never knew for the longest time till I was an adult that she never knew how to swim. And so that was a shocker to me. And so take swimming lessons. We are surrounded by ocean and water. Going back to school, I seen someone who was like in his 100 years of life who went back and got his degree. I think that's so awesome. Yes. This is a time to enjoy your life, reignite your passion, and get those things checked off your bucket list. Do those classes, do those events, do those things.
Yeah. And 12, rent out a spare room. So if you're a widow, retiree, or an empty nester, the house you enjoyed with your family can feel empty and lonely. So consider renting out that spare room for a few months to an exchange student or summer intern or a recent graduate from your, alma mater who might be starting a job in your area. So besides finding companionship, you might earn a bit of extra income, which is always good. And you can share the chores. They can pitch in.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely something that you might want to consider to deal with loneliness. And that's the wrap on the 12 things you can do to deal with loneliness. And don't forget to share our podcast with your friends and family. Follow us on Facebook or Instagram and download our episode on Spotify and Apple. And before we end this episode, we like to end with a joke or an inspirational quote. And this one I got, of course, from the internet. No one can do for little children what grandparents do. Grandparents sort of sprinkle stardust over little children. Right, Trina?
That's so true. I know my grandparents is a huge part of my childhood. Because your parents are busy working. Your grandparents have the time to be with you. So it definitely is a special moment.
Yeah. Before we end this episode, we like to end with a joke or an inspirational quote. And I have a quote today. No one can do for little children what grandparents do. Grandparents sort of sprinkle stardust over little children. Right, Trina?
Definitely. I know my grandparents have been a vital role in my childhood because our parents just didn't have the time necessarily because they were working, and there's nothing wrong with that. But it does have that special bond between grandparents and grandchildren.
Absolutely. And we want to say mahalo to our faithful listeners. Thank you so much for tuning in, where aloha meets wisdom, one podcast at a time. Until next time, ahui ho.
Ahui ho.
Mahalo for joining us on this episode of Care for Kūpuna, where we explore health, wellness, and vibrant living for our cherished Kūpunas. We hope you found inspiration and valuable insights.
Remember, your support can make a difference. 20% of all proceeds from our podcast go to a nonprofit organization here in Hawaii dedicated to helping seniors in our community. If you'd like to contribute, visit our website at www.carewithak4kupuna.com and make a donation.
Are you a brand or business looking to align with our mission? Consider sponsoring our podcast. Visit our website for more information on sponsorship opportunities.
For those with stories to share, we invite you to be a guest speaker on our podcast. Head over to our website to express your interest and become part of the conversation.
Last but not least, stay connected with us by subscribing to our email list and following us on social media at Care for Kūpuna with a K. Join the Care for Kūpuna community to stay updated on all things related to health, culture, and creating vibrant communities for our elders.
We appreciate your time and look forward to welcoming you back on the next episode of Care for Kūpuna.